This is British Columbia's sea-to-sky corridor, a place of incredible beauty, of oceans, mountains, and rivers. But within these breathtaking landscapes lies a hidden danger, one that killed a small town and could reshape this entire valley in the blink of an eye. And this is the heart of the threat, Garibaldi Lake, a stunning, peaceful mountain lake. But how? Just under 7 kilometers northwest of Garibaldi Lake, the remains of an old town lie hidden in the woods. This was Garibaldi, a town abandoned 44 years ago, a once thriving community now completely swallowed by nature. Garibaldi was founded in the early 1900s, shortly after the opening of the Pacific Great Eastern Railway. Its post office opened in 1916. It was the home of the Alpine Lodge, one of several railway lodges along the line. Garibaldi was a small but bustling community, nestled in the shadow of Mount Garibaldi. But in May 1980, the town was abandoned, not because of economic troubles, but because of a ticking time bomb looming above them. The people of Garibaldi lived just downstream of Garibaldi Lake, a lake held back by a natural dam known as the Barrier. The Barrier, made of unstable volcanic rock, has long been a source of concern for geologists. The Barrier formed over 9,000 years ago when a glacier lay in the valley. A volcanic eruption sent lava spilling down the northwest face of Clinker Peak towards the glacier, which trapped the flows, creating the steep barrier and containing Garibaldi Lake behind its walls. At first glance, it seems solid, but geologists have warned for decades that this structure is anything but stable. The barrier has long been eroding and cracking. If it ever collapses, the consequences would be catastrophic, sending the entire lake pouring down the valley all the way to Squamish. If the barrier fails, an estimated 1.28 billion cubic meters of water, dropping 1,400 meters, would release 200 times the energy produced by the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Water and debris would smash down Rubble Creek, then the Cheakamus Valley. A wall of water 120 meters high would destroy everything in its path, and could send an impact wave all the way to Vancouver Island. Geologists have been long aware of the barrier's dangers because in 1855, a massive landslide swept down Rubble Creek Valley, sending millions of tons of rock and debris crashing down. It served a warning: this land is far from stable. The Rubble Creek landslide was a glimpse of what could come. If the barrier were to give way, it would trigger a far larger disaster, with the waters of Garibaldi Lake crashing through this valley and beyond. In 1980, after years of warnings from experts, the provincial government decided to evacuate the town of Garibaldi. The risk of a landslide was too great to ignore. Residents left their homes behind, or picked them up and moved them, and the town was abandoned to nature. Today, nothing remains of Garibaldi. The town was ripped up and covered over. But the threat that caused its evacuation still looms large. Thousands of people now live downstream of the barrier. Geologists say the question isn't if the barrier will fail, but when. And while the town of Garibaldi has been forgotten, the looming threat that caused its abandonment is still very real, waiting to rewrite the landscape of this valley in a matter of moments.